Let's call it breaking Bills news. This is according to Adam Schefter. A deal has been reached between James Cook and the Buffalo Bills.
Now we are waiting to confirm with the Bills. We do have Dom Tibbetts, our sports reporter, heading down to Orchard Park right now. And we're just waiting on the star of the show, Matt Bove, to join us. He said he'll join in quickly.
So this is what Schefter has to say. A deal's been reached.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah. Boop. And
It's her first time doing Second Cup.
no, but you know what? This is so different.
Yeah, I gave you the.
Yeah,
I gave you the. Yep.
What do you mean? I
gave you all the.
You gave me the good stuff. Yep. Got it. Okay, I have a little bit of a different view these days. Okay, so here we go. This is Adam Schefter reporting. Retweeted by Bove. A deal's been reached. Two-time Pro Bowl running back James Cook and the Bills reaching an agreement, a contract extension per his agents. The deal includes the most guaranteed money for a running back in the last 5 years.
I don't know if that part is 100%. Adam Schefter is usually money with all these things, but I was just talking with Dom, and he said some of the early reports might not be 100% correct.
Okay.
But it looks like we're getting the star of the show in.
Okay, well, I rolled up to Matt Bove's. Let me read Matt's tweet, and then we're going to bring him in. Matt says, Brandon Beane just gave his first notable deal to a running back in Buffalo. This was always around the number that I thought made sense for the Bills. My initial thoughts and why I think this is a win for both sides. Matthew Bove. So glad to have you with us this morning on Second Cup. Thanks for joining, buddy.
Look who it is.
Look, hello. I'm up. So I'm very sorry if I look disheveled or if I don't make any sense right now, but it is incredible how time works. I woke up, I looked at my phone, I saw that there was an extension in place for James Cook. I reached out to the Bills. I got something up onto the website, and now here we are talking, and I somehow need to figure out how I'm getting to Orchard Park by 8:45, but we'll figure that out later. So hello, good morning to you.
This is part of your work day.
This is part of my work day. But
there you go.
Hopefully Dom gets to Orchard Park by 8:45. I'll miss out on
just leave.
He's on his way, I believe. I saw Dom already. Yeah. So
then we're good. Now I got 10 minutes. I don't have to
we
worry
can talk and talk and talk. All right, Matt, break down what you think of about this deal. This is one we've been waiting for. All eyes have been on it for the past week, longer than a week, you know?
The thing about the James Cook contract that is so interesting to me is it is incredibly relatable. Obviously, the numbers are way bigger, but it is incredibly relatable to pretty much anybody who goes to work and thinks that they deserve to be paid more. They think, listen, I'm valuable to this company, I'm valuable to this organization, and I don't feel like I am being compensated enough. That is exactly what James Cook was dealing with. He feels like he needed to be paid way more money. The Bills felt like they agreed, but didn't want to give him as much money as he ultimately wanted. So I think they kind of met in the middle, probably a little bit closer to the side the Bills were originally on than James Cook was originally on. They were able to get something done. The number that had been first reported several months ago was that James Cook wanted $15 million a year. That to me seemed a little bit ridiculous, and I think it kind of seemed ridiculous to the Bills. I think their initial offer wasn't to this $12 million that he ultimately got this morning, but they kind of met in the middle. And I think that's usually what good teams do. They keep their good players on deals that make sense for both sides. So now the drama is done, and James Cook can just go out there and practice, and we don't have to talk about the word hold in ever. I've never even known over the last 2 weeks as he's been holding in how you type hold in. Is it hold hyphen in? Are there quotes around hold? I haven't even known what to do, and now I hope that I never know what to do.
Never have to worry about it again.
Never have to worry about it again.
Good job not trying to figure it out.
Yeah, until Coleman in a couple of years, but that's fine.
You know what, Matt, I like that. And, I think that your comment about him meeting halfway and feeling appreciated, I think that it speaks to something so many of us can understand. Okay, we can't understand a $12 million payday, but we can understand the need to feel appreciated, right?
You can understand it, Katie, but
yeah, James Cook wanted Ed Dranch money, and he was holding out for Ed Dranch money, and it's like the Bills were like, no, we're going to give you Matt Bove money. And he was like, no, that's not what I want. I want Ed Dranch money. So ultimately, I think that's where, $12 million is a really big payday. The other thing here too, sorry, I've got these stupid earbuds right now. The other thing too is that a lot of the money he got was guaranteed. And that has been a shift in the way the NFL has kind of gone the last several years. According to the initial reports, $30 million of his contract is guaranteed. So that means if he gets injured, if he doesn't want to, play well, whatever it is. Like, he's getting that $30 million no matter what. That is a life-changing amount of money for him and his family. So that's always the thing that they're fighting for. Maybe he's upset that he didn't get the $15 million a year, but he is getting $30 million more guaranteed. And that's another way that good teams are able to keep their players, is that they are willing to take out the checkbook and write those massive guaranteed deals like the one James Cook is getting. So maybe that benefited the Bills a little bit. Maybe they were like, okay, we can get him for 12 if we give him more money guaranteed. So it does feel like this is a win-win. The Bills are a better team when James Cook is on the field. He's a very good player. They need players like him to try and get to the Super Bowl. I never thought it made sense to give them way more than they ultimately did, but I still think this is a win.
I like this because, they're being creative, like you were mentioning, when it comes to how they're, okay, maybe we can't get that to that dollar amount, but here's what we can do. Let's be creative and make him happy.
I mean, he took a page out of Dom's playbook. Give James Cook a raise. I'm pretty sure that's what he was saying.
It worked. It worked for James Cook. It worked for James Cook.
So, Kathy, I hope we run down some of the details on that contract that Matt was just explaining and how it's a little bit different than some that we've seen in the past. Linda says, listen, always ask for a higher amount than you expect. Julie says, Ed has enough money. Probably not what Ed thinks.
Okay. I have two rules when it comes to building teams.
Yes.
And one for hockey, one for football. One, you do not pay goalies in hockey, and two, you don't pay running backs.
Yeah.
Do you think that this contract will age well?
Thank goodness you're not in charge, John.
That this could potentially age like milk with how running backs age in the NFL.
I don't disagree with either of the things that you said, because I tend to feel the same way. This is the first time Brandon Beane has given out a big running back contract in his time in Buffalo, and I think he probably feels a similar way, that running backs are relatively replaceable. The thing that James Cook has going in his favor, at least in my opinion, is that I don't think the usage is going to change even with this new contract. Last year, he was only on the field less than 50% of snaps. Now, you could say, if he's so good and if he's worth all this money, why wouldn't you use him more? I think they like the production that they get from a player who's only on the field about half of the time. And they also like the other options they have with Ty Johnson and Ray Davis. It's a really nice trio of running backs the Bills have. So theoretically, you don't pay a running back because they often hit a wall by the time they're 28. James Cook is turning 26 in September. So even if he does hit that wall, it would be on the back end of his contract. And because the way they use him, I feel like that wall might get pushed out a little bit more into the future, because he's not a feature 350 carries running back who's out there all the time. He's going to be used, and he's going to be effective when he's used. But I think the Bills kind of have to protect him from himself and from, being on the field a little bit too much. So I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think $12 million is a lot of money to pay a running back when you could just not pay a running back and then go get another one in 2 or 3 years in the second or third round, like they have for these last couple of years. But they clearly think James Cook is a difference maker. I've always thought, is he a top 5 running back in the NFL? I don't believe so. But he's somewhere in that 5 to 10 range, and this contract kind of aligns with that. So I do think it makes sense.
Okay, two things. I just want to say that hitting a wall at 28 is just so depressing sounding. Although I totally understand.
Dude, Katie,
what
we hit walls a long time ago, buddy. We got old.
Do you think you hit a wall at 28, John?
I think I hit a wall at like 26. Are you kidding me? I wish.
I have yet to hit my wall, and I'm much older than you two. And I want to bring in some of the voices of our viewers right now. So Jerry says, great compromise. Both sides win. Bills fans the most. Go Bills. Sarah said they talked about the contract negotiations with Cook last night on Hard Knocks. And Doreen says, Cook better come out cooking, Matt.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I loved the line from Catherine Fitzgerald of the Buffalo News. So a lot of people say, let James cook. It's a very, nice, kitschy way of saying, hey, James Cook is doing something good. As he was holding in, she said, let James marinate. And I thought that was hilarious as he was just kind of working off to the side. But this has been a lot of drama over the last couple of weeks. It's been, he showed up to training camp. Then it wasn't a story anymore. Then he stopped showing up to practice. And it was like, well, what's going on? Then in the preseason game, he came out on the field, he warmed up, and we're like, is this over? Then he didn't play in the game. Then yesterday we were out to practice and he was all of a sudden out there again. And we're like, what is going on? So it always felt like something was about to happen. We just exactly didn't know what the next step was. Admittedly, I'm a little bit surprised. I thought the Bills were going to get something done, but I thought it was going to be closer to the start of the regular season and we were going to deal with this nonsense for the next couple weeks. but now I feel like we can pause the nonsense, which is nice.
Perfect. I love that. And you know what? Gives everybody time to get excited for the start of the season for sure. Matt, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's always a pleasure when we have you on. Before we let you go, how's that sweet little baby? Because someone was asking.
She's the best. She's the best. Hold on. Let me show you a picture of her right now.
Okay, yeah, do it.
She is so freaking cute. She is the best. Okay, here's a little picture. Look at this. This is her walking into the parking lot the other day. Like, what a little icon. She's with my wife. They're walking into Target, and she's got her little sunglasses on and her romper. So she is just as cute as a button, and we are so thrilled. But I think she's about to be waking up. Luckily, my mom is here, so I can head to Orchard Park. So we're going to do our trade-off where my mom comes in. She gets to spend the day with Nana, which is a huge win for her. It's also a huge win for us because childcare is not inexpensive.
No
It's very expensive. So this is going to be nice.
What will we do without our Nanas? Okay, can I tit for tat with the baby picture for you?
It's a battle.
Yeah, of course you
can. No, it's not a battle. It's just the cutest kids in the world. Okay, we took the baby swimming for the first time yesterday.
Oh, that is just precious.
Can you
hold on? It's out of focus,
Katie.
This.
You love doing this, Katie, even though you know it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's very. I mean, I can kind of see, but at the same time, you're like really giving proof that we all hit our walls at 28 because I have no idea. Technology-wise, that was a mess. That was horrendous. You were like,
well, usually I have John behind the camera. I forget that he's here with me today, so
yeah, he did the
that.
whole.
This camera doesn't autofocus like that.
That was watching you try and do that was more adorable than the picture itself.
All right, you guys, that's enough. Thanks, Bove.
Right, bye, guys. Have a good one.
No, Matt, it was great to see you. Thanks so much for breaking all this down for us.
Bye, guys.
Okay, see you later.